All right, I want to show you two tools to speed up the time or decrease the amount of time that it takes you as an insurance agent to go through qualified prospects to actually get to ones that will either not only be interested but are good candidates and prospects for your agency so you can write more business, spend less time chasing people, and get down to the things that matter, and which is getting new business and creating more revenue. And so one of the things that I've created is an outreach program, part of an outreach software that automatically, without you, once you've built it, it automatically does these things. And again, you create it and it just click a button and it just executes the contacts. So as soon as a contact is created, it sends a voicemail. It doesn't even ring the person's phone, but it just drops a voicemail into the person's voicemail box. It says, hey, would you like some help with the quote that you requested? If so, call me back. And then on top of that, it sends them email. Say, hey, would you like to take a look at some of the things that, that we can do for your quote? And then after that, so that it preps them and it's not completely cold, then it'll send a text message. Hey, would you be against making sure all of the discounts were applied to your farmer's insurance quote? Signature, opt-out information, and the name of the company. Now, the way that this question is written and how they responded, it automatically created it and misinterpreted it, but that's okay. To the point where the automation, the artificial intelligence didn't quite pick up on it, but as it gets more and more of these, it'll learn that was a good response. No, it doesn't mind at all. Great. If you have any specific questions, this was the response that the artificial intelligence made. And then once I fixed it and realized, okay, this person was interested, I clicked a button and updated the opportunity so that it kicked it into gear so that they would actually respond. And now it asks a series of questions and updates the opportunity and looks for the information that the person not only once someone starts engaging in this, they're interested. You're not going to waste time on someone that's not interested in just firing continuous messages, emails, phone calls at someone that, is not engaging back with you. But now that they've engaged, they're going to say, okay, I got $1,000 deductibles. That means they're interested in finding out what we have to offer. Okay, now here's the next series of questions that automatically the artificial intelligence immediately puts the response to without you having to type this out. Hey, have you had any violations in the last 5 years? How many drivers? Just one driver and no violations. Thank you. Appreciate it. Who is your current company? This detail helps us. Okay, gives us an idea who we're dealing up against. And again, it keeps the customer engaged, the prospect engaged. Okay, great. Do you have any lapses? And what are you paying a month? Here again, this is prime time prospect. Whether you can compete with this rate or not, number one, it lets you know where they are, and if you can't compete, then you can get back to them and, hey, look, this is the scoop. And then it goes on to ask a series of more questions to get them more and more engaged. And then this person will be reached back out to by a live agent, and whether or not they close them, that's beside the point. But the girl that I have that's a producer on this will have all this information, fire this in, doesn't have to spend any more time tracking them down, and can just go ahead and get them the quote and see if we can actually get the business. And then the other interesting tool that I've put into place with AI is just this. I'm going to go back through, and it's a tool that lets someone take care of a missed call. So it's part of the automation that gets an outbound call. And then one of the last messages, and here's the other thing too, is that it kind of repeats the process until they do engage. This lead is from over a week ago, and more than that even. And it just kept on the prospect until they actually engaged. So it went from the 12th until today, which is 17 days. It doesn't mean that they weren't interested. It means I had actually just spoke to this fella and he just didn't have time. So we put this out. Hey, we haven't heard from you. Last chance, basically. Should we delete it? Hello, sorry, this is the first chance I've had to get back with you. And this was an automated message. I'm still interested in hearing your quote. Great. can't actually help with a quote, but this is, what's going to happen with it. He wanted to know the best number. This number needs fixed because that's not quite the number. So then he called. Here again, this isn't, as we develop this and tweak it and refine it, it'll get better and better. But the fellow made an inbound call, and now here's what the second artificial intelligence tool that we've implemented. Hey, thanks for calling. He left a message, and what is going to happen as soon as the call doesn't get answered is this text message goes out to the folks. Are you interested in a quote, help with current policy, file a claim, or something else? He was interested in the quote. And then Kate, the artificial AI, the bot responds, hey, helping Marissa to get started. Let's have your name. And he confirms the name and the birth date. And I'm going to white that out so you can't see it. Speed up the quoting process. What are you looking for? Can you let us know what you're wanting to quote? And then it creates and updates the opportunity. And here it is. What deductibles are you looking for? How many drivers? Any accidents? Any violations? And this is all real time. This was earlier today, and they just went back and forth. Bing, bang, boom. Thank you for he just shared exactly how much he's paying. Does he own or rent a home? Which we already knew, but he's being very cooperative. Why are you shopping? Now, here's where I jumped in actually to this and said, hey, Marissa won't be on till 7. Is that too late? Okay. So then I jumped in and I give him a quote, and it turns out he's very, very interested, but I didn't spend any time on the phone gathering this information. I already had it, and I had the quote ready when I called him back, and he's very interested, and it's just a matter of time before we bind the policy. So those are two tools that I wanted to share with you. It's called a missed call text back, and it'll do that if someone responds to the point where they want to help us with here's another one. Here, I just want to help with paying my bill. She called and said, "Hey, I just wanted to just make sure I get my bill paid earlier." This lady, right here, didn't want to have anything to do with it, and that's perfectly okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. She opted out, didn't want to have anything more to do, but she called back again because I traded phone tag with her. And then, but yeah, it's a missed call text back and automating the messages over a series of weeks to actually get the person, follow up with the person. And what it does, it just doesn't let any lead fall through the cracks just because of our perception of time and being unwilling to be persistent. Not only unwilling, but unable. And not able to keep track and to have the wherewithal and the persistence and whatever you want to call it. We're not the Terminator, which this is. It's going to just follow up and follow up and follow up until you've ended the sequence, or they either say drop dead or thank you for following up. I am interested. I'm David Bridge Jr. If you'd like to take advantage of this software and get a free trial, by all means, reach out. Get in touch with me. We'll set it up for you, implement it in your business, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, no sweat, no harm, no foul. If it does, it's going to save you a ton of time like it is me. So reach out, click the link in the description below, and we'll talk further about it.